Good evening and welcome to Pacific Islands Television's live coverage of the World Cup. And tonight, of course, we are covering the match between Samoa and Tonga. Of course, Samoa is expected to win this handsomely. They have won every game thus far. But we expect tonight is going to be a very, very, very tough match. In fact, a very, very, very close one to call. And we're very privileged to have with us someone who has played for Manu Samoa, also played with the All Blacks, more recently has been playing rugby in the United States. Of course, his name is Simi Tutuvale. And very, very privileged to have him with us here today. Simi, tonight's game between Samoa and Tonga, tough game to call. Which way do you see tonight's game going?
E mumo lava na sirve inga malfai no tua. Maso no wa mo le nei avano. E ma fai no fasalla le nei tarong matautia le vale a Tonga ma Samoa. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. God please.
Thank you very much for that, Simi. Perhaps in English, of course, all our listeners and viewers are English speakers. Could you tell us tonight's game between Samoa and between Samoa and Tonga? Going to be very tight. Which way do you see the game going? Which way do you see the game going between Samoa and Tonga?
Which way?
Yes.
That way.
I'm sorry?
You know, see those two boats?
Yes.
Yeah, that way.
Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. Who's going to win tonight's game?
Oh, thank you for the question. Samoa will be playing against the wind in the first half. Fiji will play with, Tonga will play with the wind.
Sorry, yeah, perhaps I'm confusing you. At the end of the game, when the final whistle blows, which team will have more points? No, which team is going to progress through to the next round, perhaps, of the Rugby World Cup? Which team will win?
Yeah, thank you for the question. You see that up there?
Yes.
Yeah, that is a scoreboard.
Okay.
Usually at the end of every game, that will give you a good indication who's win the game.
We have crossed live now into the dressing rooms. Here we're looking at the Manu Samoa players, getting ready half an hour before kickoff. Perhaps, Simi, as someone who's been in that position, many, many times, perhaps you could talk us through what is going through the minds of those players now, half an hour before kickoff. What's going through their minds? Simi, what's going through the minds of those players now, half an hour before kickoff?
What's going through their mind?
Yes.
I don't know what's going through their mind. You think I'm a mind reader or something? I'm not a psycho.
Yes, of course, Samoa's front row suffered some injuries this week in the lead-up during training. Perhaps the Tonga forward pack could be too much of a proposition for Samoa, you think? It's too much of a proposition?
Thank you for the question. I think it's equal. Equal because Samoa has two prop positions and Tonga has two prop positions.
Okay, yes, sorry. Yes, as a prop yourself, of course, when you suffered an injury, did you use any tactics to overcome the fact that you were a bit weaker in the scrum? What tactics did you use, or what tactics would you use tonight as a prop?
Tactics?
Yes.
For me personally, I like to use Listerine. I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, and then I like to, fresh my teeth. Sorry, it's not fresh. I like to frost my teeth. I don't like a tactic that make too much noise in my pockets like a rattle.
Okay. Yes, of course, as a prop, you were the anchor of the All Blacks scrum, weren't you? Could you tell us a little bit about that, being the anchor of the scrum?
I used to be the anchor in the scrum. But after, have a counseling and people's help me, when I go into the scrum now, I'm cool, calm, and collection. Yeah. There's no more anchor in the scrum.
Yeah, perhaps with tonight being a really tight match, it could come down to leadership. You know, you being a former captain of Manu Samoa, could you tell us, what do you do when you're behind by, say, 3 points on the scoreboard and only 5 minutes to go? What do you do? What do you say as a player and as a captain to get your team to, play that much harder in the last few minutes and win the game when you're behind on the scoreboard?
Behind on the scoreboard?
Yes.
Well, I can't see anything if I'm behind on the scoreboard. And if I try to call it up to my team, they can't see me because I'm behind the scoreboard.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Stingy. Before we do go to a break, one more question. The field, of course, is in perfect condition, well prepared by the staff here at the grounds. But as someone who's played American, football and rugby in America, you have played on artificial surfaces, haven't you? So as a player, perhaps rugby could look to the future to use artificial surfaces. What's your view on playing surfaces as a player? Do you prefer AstroTurf or do you prefer grass? AstroTurf or grass?
I've never smoked AstroTurf before.
I wasn't talking about grass, the drugs. I wasn't talking about grass, the drugs.
The drugs?
No, not grass.
No way. Children at home, don't do the drugs. Very bad for you.
Perhaps you could explain to our viewers what you were talking about in the grass?
What I mean was, when I was younger, I was so fast, I used to smoke the grass.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to a break now. Don't go away. We will be back with more expert commentary and Simi Tutu Valley. Who brought this guy in? I refuse to work with this guy as a commentator.
Hey, you got an AstroTurf?